Hi, my name is Jay Oza. I teach, mentor, and coach people on public speaking so that they can give winning high stakes speeches, whether it's one on one in a job interview or in front of a small group at a business or sales meeting or in front of a large audience at a conference. Today I want to talk about a job interview tip, and it has to do with getting your first raise. When do you think it's the best time to get your first raise? The typical answer is at the end of the year, end of 6 months, maybe end of 3 months. Those are all okay answers. Typically, it's at the end of the year. That's when the company will give you a raise based on whatever they think that you deserve or some dubious formula that nobody knows. Okay, and then they have different things like, if you're a okay performer, you get 3-4%. If you're a good performer, maybe you get 5-7, and if you're an excellent, maybe you get 7-10, something like that. It's something that I've never been able to figure out. But if you land your first job, the first raise you should get is even before you start. Now, a lot of people call that negotiation. No, it's actually a raise. You want to get that first raise right up front, because raise should be forward looking, not backward looking. Backward looking, you have no control over. So if you get that first raise, because you're going to work hard, let me just tell you, you're going to work hard. They're not paying you for a no-show job. They're not going to give you $100,000 for a no-show job. You're going to have to work your tail off. So why not get the raise up front? Because they can always let you go, right, if you don't perform well. So why not negotiate and get that raise right up front? That's when you have the most leverage. Because if you don't, then they're going to have to start the search, and nobody wants to do that for $10,000. In the beginning, it doesn't look good. Later on, it could look a lot, because now they're stuck with the HR formula and all that. So you've got to get that first raise before you even start. Just to give you an example, so I'm currently working with a client who's a woman, and she landed an excellent job at a large company, and they gave her a salary of 70,000. And I said, you should ask for 80, okay? Because you need to get that first raise right up front, because they have no way of, you can say, well, they don't know whether you're good or not. Well, that's not the case. You're going to work hard, because like I said, the one thing they have in their power is they can let you go. That power, they're not relinquishing that. So if they're going to have that power, then why should you not exert your power in saying, hey, I like the offer, I like the company, I like the work, I like the people, but we got this one minor thing that we do need to solve for us to reach an agreement, and that is that we need to increase that by, if it's 70,000, a little bit over 80 would be 15%. So you ask for 15, and you want to settle for between 7 and 10. That's a good way of looking at your job, because at the end, forget about the work and everything, it is still a business transaction. Companies are like casinos. They try to remove you from the money with chips. Companies do that. Once the money has already been negotiated, then every day they're not bringing up the money. It's almost like the work. We got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do that. And you're like, wait a second, what did I bargain for here? So don't ever lose track of that. Companies are no different than casinos. They try to remove you from your money, and they create all these other challenge and vision and all kinds of businesses, so that you don't really think of working as a business transaction. Don't ever lose track of it. Taking a job is one of the most important business transactions you'll ever make, and you can't lose that fact of that right in the beginning. Whatever salary they're giving you, ask for 15% more, and settle between 7 to 10%. That's the raise you owe yourself. That'll make you feel good that no matter what, if they let you go, you can say, I got them to give me a raise. I won that raise. You got to have that win. Now, what if they really play hardball and said, listen, the raise is completely out of the question? That happened to me once, where I joined this company and said, look, we can't give you a raise. This is the salary everybody starts off with at your level. So I said, well, what about a signing bonus? And initially they resisted, and they did give me a signing bonus of $5,000. Okay, now you might say that's not much, but this company was so screwed up. Everything they told me during the interview turned out to be a total lie. The person who hired me, the vice president of sales, ended up leaving before I even joined. So I ended up working for somebody that didn't even interview me. It was a total screwed up operation. It just did not get off to a good start. And then they hired somebody who was my manager who didn't like me. And in 3 months, I was out of a job. So that's a sad story, right? I was out of a job. But the one thing is, I did get that 5,000 signing bonus. And if you look at it over the year, that was significant. That 5,000 was a huge amount, okay? Because they let me go after 3 months. They had that prerogative, but I got my signing bonus. If they're screwed up, I can't control that. I got my bonus. And then as it turned out, I was able to find a job immediately. They gave me like a 1 month notice to like sort things out to see. They kind of put me on somebody's plan that you got to do this, do that. And there was just no way what they were asking I was going to be able to do. Essentially, they redefined my position, which is not what I joined the company for when they hired me. And they completely said, instead of being a alliance sales manager, they completely wanted me to be a direct sales manager. And that's not what I joined the company for. So essentially, it was not going to be possible. So I had 1 month to look for the job, and I said, look, you know what? Since you don't like my performance, here's the deal. I will give my resignation, provided that you will not try to seek the $5,000, because there was a contract that I had to be with the company for 1 year. But I said, look, I understand you don't like my performance, and I agree with you. Perhaps I'm not living up to your expectation, because I wanted to get out anyway. So I said, listen, I'm willing to leave, but I'm keeping the $5,000. They thought about it quickly and said, we'll take it. They were happy, I was happy, and I landed a job in like less than 2 weeks. So I ended up doing quite well. So remember that at the end, don't fall in love with you can fall in love with the job, but that's gonna hurt your ability to negotiate. You need to get that first raise. A job at the end of the day, when you break it down, is nothing more than a business transaction. Nobody's paying you salary to show up to do nothing. You're going to work your tail off. Negotiate that raise up front. Ask 15, settle for 7 to 10. And you are way ahead of the game. And you're going to feel good about it. And because you've done that, you know that you got the power on how to wield power in any situation. And I think it's going to make you a better performer if you get that raise. If you don't get that raise, if you don't get the signing bonus, if you don't get the negotiation, then it kind of tells you that this company is going to nickel and dime you everything you're doing. I would not join. Simple as that. Now, I know people get desperate and join, but I think when you do join a company like that, it never works out. The way you join, the company wants to have a goodwill with you, and you want to start off on a good note, because you have no idea what these companies are hiding from you. The only thing you know is what's on the table up front. What's on the table up front is they're giving you a salary. You got to bump it up to 15%, settle for 7 to 10, get a signing bonus. And today, skills is very important. I would negotiate 2 off-site training for a week that you can attend to learn, develop new skills. That has to be built into that. And also built into your negotiation, not 1 year review, a quarterly review with your manager for an hour, where you get to discuss what's going on. That has to be built into the negotiation. And if you do that, you're going to not only be financially successful, but professionally successful. And also, you'll be much more productive. And if it doesn't work out, you still win. Okay? So let me know what you think. But I think this is very important. I wouldn't make this video if I didn't think, and a lot of people leave a lot of things on the table and their career kind of just goes off the rails. Their future is uncertain. You have to get these things locked down from the present. And if you do, if future doesn't turn out like it, in my case, I still came out ahead. And you want to come out ahead anticipating, what if it doesn't work out? If you don't ask for that raise, means you lose. You got to get that in right before you join. Fall in love with the job is great, but fall in love with the business transaction even more, and you'll be very successful. Okay? Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. And good luck with your next negotiation. And again, if you ever need any help when you're looking for a job, career counseling or anything like that, coaching, I'm here to help you. Okay? Take advantage of it. Good luck. Talk to you later.